I think the one thing I'm excited about is that we're doing it, the right way and for the right reasons, right? Like really understanding our ethos, right? Is that like developers and the editors and the site builders should own their content. There should be like no lock-ins, and should have all the tools at their disposal. And we're building it that way from the very beginning, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm really excited about that. I'm excited that we're enabling people to build websites with like an amazing interface and great developer tools, yet not compromising on that at all, right?
Yeah.
Because I think this is where we're starting from. We just like viscerally hate, right? The necessity, or the compromise of we can offer, a good editing experience, but we'll have to take away the ownership, right? And essentially you have to write your components in a very specific way that works only in a very specific way. And then this code goes to production, right? And like it dirties your end result.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about how this is built. I'm excited that we've made the right choices in terms of, building the studio in a way that is agnostic to the site generator you're using, and like is it React or something else, or like which CMS you're using. And so while we're offering people like a starting point that we believe is really high quality, Next.js and Markdown files in Git, and it serves like a great starting point. Essentially, people can bring in their own component libraries and modify this completely to their needs. So the future excites me as well.
Yeah.
And what excites me in the day-to-day is just making sure that the whole team can work on this together and doesn't feel like a chore. I feel like
What do you mean?
I mean like, think about it this way, right? A lot of the thing, like you want to create a flywheel, right, of success, or like a pit of success, right?
Okay.
And not a pit of despair. And what happens usually, and I've been in these companies, right? You have the marketers, and the marketers are looking at ways to grow the business,
right?
And grow brand awareness and grow impact and do all these things. And they're looking at the tools at their disposal. And they have the website. The website is amazing, right? It's like, oh, great, it's the brand name and people come to it.
Right.
And they want to leverage it. But they're getting stuck oftentimes, right? Because they don't have the developers to help them. Either the developers are not, they don't have those like skills and these skills in their tool set, or they're working on the application and they're very busy and they can't do that. And so it ends up being a chore to update the website, right? And you get like so muddled in the trenches, right? That you can't, that you lose sight of what you're trying to achieve. Right, and you're trying to bring, business impact to your company or your passion project or whatever.
Yeah.
And so imagine this, right? They're like, okay, I want to have like a great idea. I want to change the website and I want to reflect that message. And it's like, okay, I want to do it. And instead of like doing it, I'm like, okay, how do I do it? I actually have to talk to the developer. Wait, who's in charge of this? Do I talk to the developer or the engineering manager? Maybe I don't have one, so I have to like check which agency we contacted. Okay, good. Here's the change I want to make. I finally found somebody. It's like, oh, okay, great, cool. We'll get back to you next week, right?
Yeah.
And guess what? Momentum is so important in these things. And you just lose it and becomes so hard right now. And then guess what? Let's say you even get that done. And it's even like, mildly successful. Not everything is successful, right? You don't just be like, I have the brilliant idea, the most brilliant idea on earth. I'm going to like do it and it's going to work. No. We usually iterate and change and try a few things and then something works.
Yeah.
So like it took you like so much energy to just push that one change in.
Yeah, it feels like I shared that video by Brett Victor, his talk called Inventing on Principle, and his principle is immediate connection. And what you just talked about resonated with me, because I was thinking like, well, they want to go in and they want to update. Like we were just talking with a company yesterday, and it takes them like 2 months to swap out a period.
Exactly.
It's bonkers to me, but like that is so far from an immediate connection. And now what they have the ability to do is they can click on the period, click the delete key, click publish, and it's done.
And it's done, exactly. So back to this sorry state that a lot of people are in. They're like, okay, I want to make a change. I'm going to make this change. It's going to be super painful because I'm going to have to figure out who can make the change, who can help me. It'll take time, and then I make the change. And then next time that I have to do it, I'll remember that pain, right? I'll be like, I don't want to do it again. It's like, and also like, guess what? Like probably like a month has passed. Like, wait, who did I talk to? I forget. Oh, maybe that person is now on vacation. I don't know. I have to start the process again. And then it's like, you know what? My energy is better spent elsewhere. Let me try, some sponsorships or buying some ads or doing something else and not working on my website, because that is slow and painful, right? And so what I'm excited about with the new version that we're enabling is that people can actually go in, make the changes, get the gratification, see results, and they can do it again. And then all of a sudden, it's easy, and you see more and more results because you try like 5 different things and one of them succeeds. And like, oh, I'm going to double down on that and do more. And I can like publish a blog post, not like once a month. I can do it like 3 times a week if I wanted to, because it's so easy and I can swap things out. And then it's like, if you don't do this, then at some point the website gets stale and it generates less traffic and it's less important and we don't touch it and that's it, right? And then it dies. But the thing that like, if you keep the momentum going, then it's like, oh my God, this is like have so much opportunity to work.
Yeah, it's like compounding over time.
Exactly.
You get the hockey stick if you're sticking with it long enough, and now you have the team that's supposed to own it anyways, and they can finally own the website. Where right now, whatever systems they're really using, they're not owning it whatsoever, and they constantly have to comment to a developer, like leave some reply, and usually they're emailing developers. Like it'd be one thing if they're slacking developers or putting comments on sites. Right now it's in email, and nobody's in email in the developer world.
And it's hard, and you know what? Like it's with the best intentions, because the developer